Please stand for the graduates of 2021.
You all may be seated. Welcome to the Boone Community School District's commencement ceremonies for the class of 2021. My name is Julie Treppa, Superintendent of Boone Schools. Students, you have been considering many choices as you approach graduation day. Do I enter the workforce or the military? If so, which branch? Do I attend post-secondary education? Should I go to a 2-year or 4-year institution? The list goes on and on. At Boone, we hope we have prepared all of you academically for the choices you are making post-high school. However, there are 3 skills that I hope that we have helped develop in you as well. I consider these skills to be more important than any class you have taken here at Boone, as I feel they're essential to a successful life. They are integrity, compassion, and perseverance. When I was an elementary principal, the first vocabulary word we taught our kindergarten students was integrity. Simply put, integrity means doing the right thing even when you think no one's watching. We are given many opportunities to demonstrate integrity in our daily lives. Have you ever seen a classmate be treated unkindly by another? What choice did you make? Did you do the right thing and tell the person to stop, or help the target out of the situation, or did you simply watch it happen, giving passive permission for the behavior to continue? What I'd like to share with all of you is that when you're given a choice of whether to do the right thing or the easy thing, someone is always watching, and that person is you. You will always know if you did the right thing or took the easy way out. Be true to yourself and honest with yourself, and live your life with integrity. Choose integrity. Compassion is understanding that that everyone has a story to tell, and that everyone is worthy of being treated with kindness and love. It's knowing that spreading love for one another is the path toward healing. Dr. Simon Estes, a world-renowned opera singer, shared in commencement address that unfortunately in life, we will not always be treated kindly. He was met with innumerable accounts of racial discrimination growing up and throughout his lifetime. In each instance, he was given a choice. Would he react to these unjust acts with hatred and spite, or love and compassion? His mother taught him that instead of meeting such ugliness with the same, we must understand that compassion need not be earned. What will you do when you have the choice to exhibit hatred and spite or love and kindness? Showing compassion toward others means that you can see more than your own perspective. Choose compassion. Lastly, you will be given a choice to persevere or not when life brings challenges when you least expect it. You've already demonstrated a great deal of perseverance as you navigated a worldwide pandemic like none of us have ever encountered. But you might find yourself failing your first college exam, experiencing an unpleasant life event, or perhaps your plans post-secondary take a different turn than you expected. Perseverance or grit means that you keep moving forward despite the obstacles that appear before you. Now, not all of you will fail a test, but you will stumble at some point. You will feel defeated as if there's nothing you can do to feel better about things. But I want you to remember that you can and will bounce back. Whether it's an unexpected life event or some other challenge in your life, you can choose to persevere. Choose perseverance. My favorite quote of all time is by Martin Luther King Jr., and I believe this quote embodies the characteristics of integrity, compassion, and perseverance all in one statement. The true measure of a man is not where he stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. Class of 2021, with all of the choices you have before you now and in the future, I hope you choose to demonstrate integrity, to show compassion, and to continue to persevere. Congratulations, Class of 2021. At this time, it's my honor to welcome to the podium Senior Class President, Zoe Heitschuh.
Thank you, Superintendent Treppa, and welcome graduates, parents, faculty, administration, and distinguished guests to the Class of 2021 commencement ceremony. Wow, this is real. We're here, and it's actually happening. We are graduating. I can't believe it. In my mind, I still feel like I'm 12 and should be roaming the halls of the middle school, not moving out in 3 months, having to do my own laundry and attempt to cook my own ramen noodles. That could be interesting. Even though the time has passed very quickly, there are a few memories I'm sure many of us remember as we look back on our time at BHS. For example, our grade being the first junior class to beat the seniors in the annual Powder Puff game. I'd say that's an impressive feat. Or the time the band students hid rubber ducks in the band room last year before COVID and are still finding them around the room to this day. As well as filling Mr. Chuck Miller's office full of balloons to the point where no one could enter. And I'm sure we've all seen Will Judge infamously brushing his teeth anywhere and everywhere in the high school. By Will keeping his Invisalign clean, it always gave those who were able to witness the brushing a good laugh. Lastly, a memory that many seniors wanted included was the time some of the seniors pulled off eluding the authorities while delivering toiletries during homecoming. The seniors thank you, Mr. Eastland, for your speed and agility class. It sure paid off. But on a serious note, I think we can achieve anything we want in the future. Guys, we survived a pandemic and didn't let COVID get the best of our senior year. Sure, the year wasn't normal, and we didn't get a homecoming, a winter formal, spectators at our games, and we didn't even have to see each other's faces because of the masks we wore. We even went to school online for 2 weeks. But we persevered, and now look at us. No more masks, no spectator limits, and we had tons of fun during our first and last prom. I believe now that we've endured COVID, we can overcome anything that life throws at us. In conclusion, recounting all of these memories has made me realize the value of each day. As we go forward, we need to make the most of the time we have. Said wisely by Kelsey Grammer, while it is tempting to play it safe, the more we're willing to risk, the more alive we are. In the end, what we regret most are the chances we never took. So go out and take those chances. It has been so exciting and fun going to high school with all of you for the past 4 years, and I know we will all do amazing in the future. Congratulations, Class of 2021, and good luck with your future endeavors.
Good afternoon. My name is Drake Bailey. I'm the assistant principal here at Boone High School. Welcome parents, guardians, family, friends, and of course the class of 2021. On behalf of myself, the staff, administration, Superintendent Treppa, and the Boone School Board, thank you all for being here today to celebrate and recognize this special senior class. It is an honor and a privilege to be selected as a commencement speaker by the class of 2021. I have known many of you since you were 13 to 14 years old as your 8th grade teacher, and it has been a blessing to watch you all grow up into respectful, responsible, and courageous young adults. I'm thankful that my subpar teaching skills as a first-year teacher still allowed all of you to be sitting here today. In all seriousness, you've all endured a lot over the last 14 months of your high school journey due to the COVID-19 pandemic. You've lost out on dances, concerts, games, award ceremonies, and many other events. However, one thing has remained consistent through all the obstacles and challenges: your work ethic, togetherness, and passion to learn and grow. If you look around, it is clear that nobody graduates alone. You've come together, supported one another, and picked each other up when situations got tough. Your ability to work with and care for individuals from various backgrounds and who share differences in your class will be an attribute that will lend itself well in all your future endeavors. As today is a special day to celebrate yourself, I always feel it's important to recognize the people who are sitting in the stands and watching from home and acknowledge the amount of love, care, and support these individuals have poured into you the last 12 years of your educational journey. Graduates, be aware this is also a bittersweet time for your key supporters as well. As kids, you've created so much happiness, stress, sadness, and joy for your guardians. And let's be honest, most likely been pretty financially costly along the way. According to research, the average parent spends $200,000 on a kid by the time they turn 18. I currently do not have kids, and after reading that statistic, I'm not sure that I will. Please don't tell my wife. With that being said, graduates, I think this is a great opportunity to please stand, turn around, and give your supporters a big round of applause for all they've done for you. Thank you. Graduates, you will forever leave your mark at Boone High School for the extensive and honorable list of achievements in many different facets: academics, fine arts, athletics, and community investment. Our 2021 seniors will go on and continue to positively impact your society in a variety of post-secondary endeavors that our graduates will pursue. Some of these students will go on to be military official, tradesmen and women, doctors, therapists, teachers, pilots, veterinarians, and law enforcement officials, and several other rewarding career choices. All these career choices are obtainable opportunities because of the hard work and dedication these students and staff have put in the last 4 years. Within these 4 years, students excelled academically, as 65% of students earned a GPA of 3.0 or better, and 38% of students earned a GPA of 3.5 or better. The class of 2021 had almost 15% of students score 27 or higher on the ACT, and in this year alone earned 160 college credits. Audience members, please give these students a round of applause. Beyond academics, the seniors have contributed heavily in extracurricular activities. 60% of students participated in some type of activity this year alone. The seniors have been on teams, casts, and groups that have achieved a variety of accolades that will go down in the history books as some of the best and most talented students to walk the halls at BHS. It has been an honor to watch you participate in these activities and areas of passion. Outside of school activities, these students have volunteered over 250 community service hours this year alone and have taken it upon themselves to create a more inclusive and welcoming environment for all of our students at BHS. Class of 2021, your leadership and integrity will be greatly missed, but forever remembered. In closing, seniors, I'd like to leave you with all some words of advice and encouragement. For the last 12 years, you've been supported and guided in school by many people. As a school, we focused heavily on exposing you to core concepts, English, math, science, etc. We mapped out what is important to learn and help prepare you for your future. However, in life, and as you transition to independent young adults, the unfortunate yet extremely exciting thing about your life is there's no more core curriculum. Your entire life is now an elective. You'll soon have a lot more freedom and choice in your life. It is important to remember that choice and decision making come with accountability and responsibility. As you all go on to your next endeavor, I want to leave you with 3 important concepts that have helped me in my life. Number 1, I encourage you to be vulnerable. Author Brené Brown states that vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. I believe that when you are vulnerable, it allows you to be authentic with others, build connection, and is a gateway to more and more opportunities. It takes courage to be vulnerable. It can often be scary. However, fate loves the fearless. Be vulnerable. Number 2, become comfortable with being uncomfortable. I firmly believe this is only achievable if you fully embrace number 1. Innovation, creativity, and change often can place you in new opportunities that are unfamiliar or uncomfortable. Don't shy away from new things. Good or bad, all experiences are valuable. Nelson Mandela once said, "I never lose, I either win or learn." Be reflective and treat every experience as an opportunity to learn and grow. Lastly, number 3, if you are vulnerable and comfortable with being uncomfortable, like mentioned, opportunities are endless. With every new opportunity often presents the possibility of meeting new people. At the end of the day, human connection is one of the most powerful feelings. I encourage you to interact with as many people as possible. Positive human interaction produces joy, happiness, and love. Someone once said, "We are all so deeply interconnected. We have no option but to love all." Be kind and do good for anyone, and that will be reflected. Class of 2021, congratulations. I am proud of you. I will miss you, and you'll be forever Toradors. Best wishes on your next chapter, and thank you.
Good afternoon. I have the luxury of acknowledging some of our scholarship and award winners over the last week, and I will do so now. We'll start with the Academic Hall of Fame induction from 2021. The Boone Community School District, in an effort to recognize academic excellence, has established an Academic Wall of Fame starting with the graduates of 1989. To be eligible for inclusion in the Academic Hall of Fame, a student must be a graduate of Boone High School, have attended Boone High School for a minimum of 3 semesters, have a grade point average of 3.8 or above, and have a composite score on the ACT of 28. If a student has not taken the ACT but has taken the SAT, the score can be substituted for the ACT, but the score must be comparable to the ACT 28 or above. At this time, with the following recipients of the 2021 Academic Hall of Fame, please stand. Colin Bird and Catherine Pollard. Congratulations. Our next award is the Brown Award. The Boone High School class of 2021 consists of 3 students who have maintained a perfect 4.0 grade point average throughout their high school careers. The Brown family has been recognizing the scholastic achievement by presenting 4.0 students with this award since 1986. Will the following students please rise? Carly Carpenter, Samantha Disbro, and Emma Gorley. Congratulations. One thing that is a great resource that Boone High School gives all of its students is the ability to take DMAC courses. Over the last 4 years, we've had 4 students graduate from DMAC the week before graduation. Today, I'd like to congratulate Catherine Pollard on this feat. The purpose of the Boone Silver Cord program is to instill within the students of the high school the importance of community service and encourage students to be accountable for investing in their own education and community on a regular basis during their school year. The Silver Cord is a distinguished award for students who earn at least 40 hours of community service during each year of high school. Each of these students have become invaluable leaders at Boone High School and the Boone community. I'd like the class of 2021 Silver Cord recipients to please stand and be recognized. Emma Anderson, Cheyenne Brogdon, and David Franks. Congratulations. The past few years, we had the pleasure to introduce members of the Victor Mascot Squad. I have the privilege today to recognize someone that put countless hours in of service to the Boone Community Schools. I'd like to recognize Alyssa Pierce as one of our varsity Victor mascots. For this, she's wearing our red and green cord. Thank you, Alyssa, for all that you have done. Brianna Logier is not here today as she has left for the Marines and basic training. Obviously, with Memorial Day, I think it's rightfully so that we should acknowledge our military students. So we would like to take a moment and recognize her graduation as well as her service to our country. Thank you. Lily Spurgeon, come on up. The Class Links is a way for students to leave a piece of themselves in high school. once they graduate. We link them together to help symbolize that we are a family, and past students have led the way for future students. Each hook says, always a Toreador. To remind students that even after graduating, they will always be a member of the Toreador family. Attached to each hook is the student's name. This tradition has been started by the class of 2018 and will continue for graduating classes that follow. This year, we would like to celebrate one member of our school that won't have the opportunity to graduate with his class. I'm inviting Lily Spurgeon to the stage to talk about Austin's contributions to our Toreador family.
Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lily Spurgeon, and today I'm going to talk about my fellow classmate, Austin Wade. Austin unfortunately passed away on April 6th of 2021, and today he's given the opportunity to graduate. I would like to begin by sharing my first experience with Austin. I decided to join the Peer Helpers class at the start of my junior year, and of course I was thrown in that class on a dodgeball thing, of all things. And we had a very intense match going, and Austin was sitting in the corner just watching. And it just so happened that one of my balls hit him right in the face. Everyone watching just sat and waited for a reaction from him, and in true Austin fashion, he just broke out laughing. Not the reaction that I was expecting. So if you knew Austin, you would learn that his favorite things were listening to the marching band, his outfit-coordinated blankets, and the sound of dribbling basketballs. He had his challenges, but he impacted so many people in millions of ways. He taught me a major life lesson, which is disabilities do not define people. The odds were stacked against him, but he went through his days with the brightest smiles and the loudest of laughs. The Toreador family loved Austin immensely, and I'm sure he felt the exact same way. So here's to Austin Wade.
I think it works well. Graduates, below your chairs, there is a link. Please grab them. When you come to get your diploma, you'll hand, I'm going to ask Mr. Bailey to be standing there. We'll start linking them as you come up. Like I said, this is a tradition that we started in 2018, and we will link you up to the rest of the graduates that we've had over the course of the last few years in the Commons. With no further ado, will the class of 2021 please rise? Superintendent Julie Treppa, our student board president, Dr. Brian Melhouse, and members of the Boone Community School District Board of Education. Having duly examined the records, I attest that these members of the class of 2021 have met all requirements as prescribed by the Iowa Department of Education and the Boone Community School District for graduation from Boone High School on this 30th day of May 2021.
Thank you. You may be seated. Boone High class of 2021, congratulations, you've made it. The last 15 months have been some of the most trying times many people in this audience have ever had. Other than in this audience, you may remember even worse times. World War II, Korean War, Gulf War, Cuban Missile Crisis, 9/11. How do we come through those crises? By pulling together as a team and doing what was best for the entire country, not what was best for each individual. Since COVID started, your teachers, support staff, administration have been working together as a team to provide you with the best education possible through this crisis. They have worn masks, they've washed down more furniture, sprayed more disinfectant, and socially distanced even when they wanted to hug you through an emotional, difficult time. Employees did all this no matter what their political view or personal feelings were about this crisis. At this time, I'd like to take a moment for you and everyone else here to thank the school district employees, teachers, staff. Any of them are here, we'd like to thank you all. I would also like to thank the senior class of 2021 and for all the student body for helping avoid a major COVID outbreak in the Boone Community School District this year. Everyone wore their masks, from the kindergartners to the seniors. I rarely heard from the administration saying there were any problems with students not wearing masks. Using the barriers and other measures, the students maintained social distancing as much as possible. Also, you probably cleaned and scrubbed more surfaces than you had your entire life this past year. Extracurricular activities provide some challenges, but you persevered to succeed in many areas. Some seasons were missed last year or modified, but this spring competition resumed. What lessons have we learned from the last 18 months which will carry you forward the rest of your life? First, be a continuous learner. This is probably the most important goal of schools today and in the future. Look at what we have learned about COVID. Initially, masks were thought to have been of no benefit. Further research showed they were helpful. The vaccines, they had to be developed and tested. Now they're getting us back to normal because of the vaccines. Many drugs were tried. Some initially had promising results, but ultimately large studies showed there would be no clinical benefit. The scientific community continues to learn every day about this virus. You too must continue to learn every day. Second, it takes a team effort. There's no I in team. You must work together with your friends, strangers, and even some of your enemies to keep your community strong. Many of us didn't like the masks, but we wore them to protect our neighbors. If ourselves, we may have silently been carrying the virus. We get the vaccines, not only to protect ourselves, but also protect our friends, family, and strangers who are unable to get the vaccine because of their age or medical conditions. In the future, you will find yourself working together with others for the greater good of your employer, your family, your community, or your country. Number 3, personal sacrifice. All of us made personal sacrifices for this virus. Many stayed home for what seemed to be weeks to avoid the spread of the virus. Baseball games, night outs with family, friends, vacations didn't exist. Part-time summer jobs, full-time jobs. Sources of income were lost for students and also for entire families as their parents were without work. Some of these jobs still have not come back. Change, number 4, the new normal. 2 years ago, who amongst us had heard of Zoom or WebEx? Jobs have changed. More people working from home, not traveling to work or school or long distance meetings. Shopping has completed a revolution such that Amazon Prime, IV, delivery are becoming the new normal. What will change your experience in the next 25 years? When I was in high school and undergrad, we didn't have computers, were just a thought. They were just starting to be developed. Now, if you can't use a computer, you're going to have a hard time doing many things from repairing a car to just ordering a pizza at night. Be prepared and endorse change. Number 5, Google is dangerous. In our quest for knowledge about the virus, many of us turn to Google and its cousins. The problem is, how do we discover fact from fiction? Many times it's better to just turn off our computers, cell phones, and televisions. Sit down and actually talk to people face to face. Get a cup of coffee with friends, have a soda, roast some food over a bonfire. Don't text people that are in the same room sitting next to you. Turn around and actually talk to them. Listen to them. You will learn more. Find areas of common agreement. Don't be like our politicians in D.C. and in Des Moines. They seem to think that they're always correct and the other side doesn't know what they're talking about. Agree to disagree on some issues, but work together for common goals. Volunteer in your community. Our country has gotten through this crisis with many volunteers. Some have just volunteered to check on the sick neighbors or brought groceries to those at too high risk to go to the stores. Others have volunteered at immunization clinics. Nurses, respiratory therapists, physicians have volunteered to go to areas with outbreaks to help deal with the overflow at the greatest risk, with some of them dying while volunteering. consider military service to protect your country. Volunteer to coach young baseball, softball, soccer players. And after all, remember, someone had to coach you when you were that age, and they survived. Join local civic organizations in your community. Look to the future. Since you missed your junior prom, maybe your 5 or 10 year reunion needs to have a theme of junior prom. Can you imagine some of you classmates 10 years from now trying to squeeze into the dresses, tuxedos that they bought last year? How out of style would those be in 10 years as well? Boone High class of 2021, you have learned much so far in your young learning careers. Never stop learning. I commend you and wish you the best in your future. On behalf of Boone Community School Board of Directors, I accept you for graduations.
Emily Taylor Aids. Bryce James Anderson. Emma Grace Anderson. Ian Michael Anderson. AJ Nicholas Arringdale. Mason Hyde Baber. Hunter James Beck. Haley Ann Beckett. Morgan Ann Marie Bennett. Tegan Robert Bach. Emily K. Bridges. Cheyenne Danielle Brogdon. Alexis Michelle Browning McKee. Cole Michael Burge. Caden Dean Butts. Colin Joseph Bird. Emily Theron Kane. Carly Elizabeth Carpenter. Anthony Jacob Carter. Tyler Anthony Casperson. Brendan Matthew Coleman. Benjamin Michael Craven. Carolina Ann Christabel. Casey Marie Crooks. Devin James Cunningham. Michelle Ray Dickerson. Emma Jean Dighton. Samantha Anne Marie Disbrow. Sophia Victoria Devon. Aaron Lee Elliott. Jada Elise Eppert. David Michael Franks. Garrison William Fraze. Max Joseph Friend. Sam Michael Friend. Miguel Angel Fuentes Cortez. Delaney Renee Gaskell. Emma May Gorley. Haley Marie Graham. Wylan James Haber. Tanner James Harvey. Allison Jolie Haas. Cassidy Ray Hastett. Carter Nathan Hobb. Harlow Liana Heckman. Savannah Jean Heldenbrand. Zoe Nicole Heitschuh. Elizabeth Ann Hilsebeck. Lainey Jo Hutt. William Dallas Irwin. William Henry Judge. Lane Michael Kathman. Alexis Catherine Margaret Kendall. Timothy Jacob Keppel. Shatim James Cook. Jonathan Allen Michael Krause. Cassidy Rose LaRue. Nicholas Ivan Lobby. Isaac Daniel Lease.
Tyler Joseph Lennon. Logan Vaughn Leto. Victoria Lee Lewis. Carson J. Lundberg. Lillian Elizabeth Lyons. Colby Dean McBurney. Alex Sue McDonough. Garrett Lester McKnight. Marcus Paul McPartland. Maverick Myman. Major Donald Miller. Preston James Miller. Colin Daniel Mitchell. Sierra Rose Mitchell. Joshua Samuel Morris. Jonathan Michael Mozina. Lawrence Mutamakeye. Riley Patrick Needham. Parker James Newcomb. Benjamin Paul Patterson. Bo Stephen Pennick. Reagan Alice Peter. Alexandra Nicole Peterson. Bryce Michael Peterson. Alyssa Lynn Pierce. Rowan Shea Pinkerton. Catherine Mary Pollard. Marin Rose Powell. Bailey Lane Price. Rylan Lee Pritchett. Alizarin Crimson Lynn Pirtle. Haley Lynn Ray. Xander Keith Reed. Megan Taylor Ryder. Harley Leanne Rhodes. Taylor Charlize Roberts. Caleb Michael Rolfs. Sophia Marie Rose. Michaela Rosestone Salter. Tate Stephen Sandvig. Sophia Catherine Santee. Steven Michael Schrader. Jace Daniel Schultz. Isaac Glenn Seaman. Caitlin Ann Shepard. Morgan Thomas Smith. Lena Lynn Salverson. Lily Irene Spurgeon. Andrew Whitney Stern. DJ Michael Thompson. Skylar John Walters. Cassidy May West. Jesse James Wilczak. Hallie Lind Wilkening. Quinton Lyle Wilson. Emily Lorraine Winger. Eleanor Cornelia Wojcik. Gannon Michael Wolf. Zachary Edward Wolf. Joseph Edward Zier. Kinsey Lane Marie Zinnel. Let's have a round of applause for our class of 2021.
Good hustle, Zeno. Parents, it's that time to get your cameras ready. Will the class of 2021 please rise? Make sure you grab your confetti shooter. Not now. Cheater. You may move your tassel. I'd like to be the first to congratulate the graduates of the class of 2021. Go ahead.
up to date with the latest at Boone High School, make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Boone Television to be notified every time we go live. Thank you for tuning in to Boone TV's live stream.